Welcome to my YouTube channel, Read and Learn English. Today, I bring you a story that is soft, deep, and full of feeling. It is a story about love, distance, and the pain of goodbye. A story that may feel simple, but will touch your heart in a quiet way. Before we begin, I recommend you listen to the song 500 Miles. This song will help you feel the story more deeply. The music and the words will walk with you through every moment of this journey. This is not just a love story. It is a story about two people who meet by chance, share small, beautiful moments, and then must let each other go. It is about the kind of love that does not stay forever, but still changes everything inside you. So, if you have ever missed someone, if you have ever loved someone who could not stay, or if you have ever felt your heart become both full and empty at the same time, then this story is for you. Sit back, relax, and listen carefully. Let the words and the music take you 500 miles, all the way into the heart. My name is Lila. I am 20 years old. I live in a small town near the river. My house is old, but it is warm. Every morning, I wake up early and sit by the window. I like to watch the sky change colors. It makes me feel calm. I do not have many friends. I'm a quiet person. I like simple things. I like soft music, old books, and long walks. But there is one song I love the most. It is a song about walking 500 miles. Every time I hear it, my heart feels full and empty at the same time. I remember the first day I heard that song. It was a rainy afternoon. I was sitting in a small tea shop near the bus station. The rain was heavy and people were running outside. I was alone, drinking warm tea. Then the song started playing on the radio. The voice was strong, but soft too. The words were simple, but deep. I listened carefully. When the singer said he would walk 500 miles for love, my heart moved in a strange way. I smiled, but my eyes felt wet. That was also the day I met him. He came into the shop, wet from the rain. His hair was messy, and his shirt was a little dirty, but his eyes were kind. He looked around and saw that all the tables were full. Only my table had an empty chair. He walked to me slowly and said, "Can I sit here?" I looked at him for a second. I felt shy, but I said, "Yes." He smiled. His smile was warm, like the sun after rain. He sat down and thanked me. For a few minutes, we said nothing. The song was still playing in the background. Then he said, "I like this song." I looked at him and said, "Me too." That was our first talk. His name was Aran. He was not from my town. He said he was just passing through. He did not say much about where he came from or where he would go, but he spoke in a gentle way, and I felt safe when I listened to him. We talked about small things. We talked about the rain, the tea, and the music. It was simple, but it felt special. I do not know why, but I did not want that moment to end. When the rain stopped, he stood up. He looked at me and said, "I hope I see you again." I felt my heart beat fast. I wanted to say something important, but I could only say, "Maybe." He smiled again and walked away. That night, I could not sleep well. I kept thinking about him, his voice, his eyes, his smile, and the song. The song played again and again in my head. The next day, I went back to the tea shop at the same time. I told myself it was just for tea, but deep inside, I hoped to see him again. And he came. He walked in, not wet this time, but with the same soft smile. When he saw me, his eyes became bright. "You came back," he said. "Yes," I answered, trying to hide my smile. From that day, we met often, almost every day. We sat at the same table. We talked more each time. He told me stories about places he visited. Big cities, quiet villages, long roads. I never traveled far. My world was small. But when he talked, I felt like I could see everything. I felt like I was walking beside him. Sometimes the song would play again in the shop. When it did, we would look at each other and smile. It became our song. One day, I asked him, "Would you really walk 500 miles for someone?" He laughed softly. Then he looked at me, serious this time. "Yes," he said, "if I really love that person." His answer made my heart feel warm and scared. I did not know why I felt scared. Days turned into weeks. My life changed slowly. Before, my days were quiet and the same. Now, every day felt new. Every moment with him felt important. But there was something strange, too. He never stayed in one place for long. Sometimes he looked far away, like he was thinking about leaving. Sometimes he became quiet for no reason. One evening, I asked him, "Will you stay here?" He did not answer right away. He looked at the window, at the sky. "I don't know," he said. His answer hurt a little, but I smiled and said, "It's okay." But it was not okay. That night, I listened to our song again. This time, it made me feel more sad than happy. I thought about the words, walking far away, leaving, distance. I started to understand something. He was like the song, beautiful, strong, and full of love, but always moving, and I was just someone who stayed. Still, I could not stop my heart. I was already falling in love with him. I did not say it. I was too afraid. Afraid that if I said it, he would leave faster. Afraid that love would make the goodbye come sooner. So I kept it inside. I smiled. I listened. I stayed. And every day I wished that maybe, just maybe, he would stay too. But deep in my heart, I knew something was coming. Something sad. Like the end of a song. Days passed like soft wind. I did not notice time anymore. Every day I waited for him. Every day I saw him. My world became small, but full of him. Aran and I still met at the tea shop. Sometimes we walked by the river after. The water was slow and quiet. Birds flew over us. The sky was often soft blue or light orange in the evening. I liked those walks the most. We did not always talk. Sometimes we just walked side by side. But even in silence, I felt happy. His presence was enough. One evening, the wind was a little cold. I brought a small scarf. Aran looked at me and smiled. "You always come prepared," he said. I laughed softly. "I don't like cold." He took off his jacket and tried to give it to me. I shook my head. "No, you need it too," I said. He did not listen. He put it on my shoulders. It was warm. It smelled like him. My face felt hot, but not from the cold. "Thank you," I said quietly. He nodded, but he looked at me in a different way that day. His eyes were soft, but also a little sad. I noticed it. "Are you okay?" I asked. He looked away. "Yes, I'm fine." But I knew he was not. After that day, something changed. It was small, but I could feel it. He still smiled, still talked, but not the same way. Sometimes he stopped in the middle of a sentence. Sometimes he looked at the road for a long time. It made my heart feel heavy. One afternoon, I went to the tea shop, but he was not there. I waited. I drank my tea slowly. I looked at the door again and again, but he did not come. That was the first day he did not come. I told myself, "It's okay, he will come tomorrow." But the next day, he did not come again. Now my heart started to worry. On the third day, I could not sit still at home. I went outside and walked around town. I looked at the bus station, the small streets, the river path. I looked for him everywhere. Then, near the river, I saw him. He was standing alone, looking at the water. I walked to him slowly. My heart was beating fast. "Aran," I said. He turned around. When he saw me, he looked surprised. "Lila," he said. "Where were you?" I asked. My voice was soft, but I felt pain inside. "I was busy," he said. Busy. That word felt cold. I stood next to him. We both looked at the river. The wind moved the water slowly. "You didn't come," I said. "I'm sorry," he replied. There was silence again. But this silence felt different. It was not warm. It was heavy. I looked at him. Did I do something wrong? He turned quickly. No, you didn't." "Then why?" I asked. He closed his eyes for a moment. Then he said something that made my heart stop. "I have to leave." The world became quiet. "Leave?" I repeated. "Yes," he said. "When?" I asked, but I was afraid of the answer. "Soon." That word hurt more than anything. "How soon?" I asked again. He looked at me, and I saw sadness in his eyes. "Tomorrow." Tomorrow. It felt like the ground under my feet disappeared. "So fast," I said. My voice was shaking. "I didn't want to hurt you," he said. "But you are," I replied very softly. He looked down. He had no answer. I wanted to cry, but I did not. I tried to stay strong. "Where will you go?" I asked. "Far," he said. "How far?" He smiled a little, but it was a sad smile. "Maybe 500 miles," he said. My chest felt tight. "That's not funny," I said. "I know," he answered. We stood there for a long time. The sky was getting darker. The light was going away, just like him. "Will you come back?" I asked. He did not answer. That was my answer. Tears filled my eyes, but I tried to hold them. "I see," I said. "Lila." He said my name like it was something fragile. "Don't," I said. "Please don't say things that will make it harder." He stepped closer to me. "I didn't plan this," he said. "I didn't plan to meet you." "But you did," I said. "Yes," he whispered. "And now you will leave," I said. He nodded slowly. I took a deep breath. My heart was breaking, but I wanted to remember this moment clearly. "Will you come to the tea shop tonight?" I asked. He looked surprised. "Tonight?" "Yes," I said. "One last time." He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Okay." That night, I went home and sat by my window. The sky was dark. No stars. I listened to our song again. This time, I cried. The words felt different now. Not beautiful, not sweet, just painful. Walking 500 miles, leaving someone behind. Loving, but still going away. I understood everything now. Love is not always enough. Sometimes people still leave. When I arrived at the tea shop that night, he was already there, sitting at our table, waiting, just like the first day. But this time, everything felt like the end. When I saw him sitting there, my heart hurt again. It felt like the first day and the last day at the same time. Aran looked up at me and gave me a small smile. It was not the same smile as before. It was softer, slower, and full of sadness. "You came?" he said. "Yes," I answered. I sat down in the same chair, the same table. Everything looked the same, but nothing felt the same. The tea shop was quiet that night. Only a few people were there. The lights were warm, and the air smelled like tea and rain. For a moment, we said nothing. Then the song started playing. Our song. I felt my chest tighten. I looked at him. He was already looking at me. "I think this place likes us," he said softly. "Or maybe it wants to say goodbye," I replied. He looked down after I said that. We both knew this was the last time. He ordered tea for both of us, like always. When the cups came, he pushed one gently toward me. "Careful, it's hot," he said, just like before. I held the cup in my hands. It was warm, but my fingers felt cold. "Do you remember the first day?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "It was raining." "And you let a stranger sit with you," he said. "You didn't look like a bad person," I replied. He smiled a little. Good. We both tried to smile, but it was hard. The song was getting louder. The part we both loved was coming. I spoke before I lost my courage. "Why do you have to go?" I asked. He took a deep breath. "I have always lived like this," he said. "Moving, traveling, never staying too long." "But why?" I asked again. He looked at me, and this time his eyes were full of truth. "Because I'm afraid," he said. "Afraid of what?" I asked. "Of staying," he answered. I did not understand. "Staying is not scary," I said. "For you, maybe," he replied. "But for me, it is." "Why?" He was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "Because when you stay, you start to care. And when you care, you can lose." His words were simple, but they were heavy. I looked at him and said, "And leaving is better?" "No," he said. "It's just easier." I shook my head slowly. "It doesn't feel easy," I said. "No," he whispered. "It doesn't." The song reached the chorus. "I would walk 500 miles." I closed my eyes for a second. I wanted to remember this moment forever. Then I asked the question that was inside my heart. "Did you ever think about staying for me?" The moment became very still. He looked at me like he wanted to say yes, but he did not. "I thought about it," he said. My heart jumped a little. "But I can't," he finished. That small hope inside me broke. "Why not?" I asked, my voice shaking. "Because if I stay," he said, "I will not want to leave. And if I don't leave, I will become someone I don't understand." I did not fully understand his words, but I understood one thing. He was not going to stay. No matter what I said, no matter how much I felt, tears started to fall from my eyes. I could not stop them now. "I wish I never met you," I said quietly. It was not true, but it felt easier to say. He looked hurt. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't ask for sorry," I replied. "I know," he said. "Then what do you give me?" I asked. He had no answer, only silence. The song ended, and for a moment, everything felt empty. Then he did something I did not expect. He reached for my hand. His hand was warm. I did not pull away. "I don't want to forget you," he said. "Then don't," I replied. "I won't," he said. "But you will still leave," I said. "Yes." That word felt like the end of everything. We stayed like that for a long time, holding hands, saying nothing. I wanted time to stop. I wanted the night to never end. But time always moves. Slowly, I pulled my hand away. "It's late," I said. "Yes," he replied. We both stood up. We walked outside together. The night air was cool. The sky was dark, with a few small stars. We stopped in front of the shop. "This is it," he said. "Yes," I answered. I looked at his face. I tried to remember every detail. His eyes, his hair, his smile. "Will you be okay?" he asked me. I smiled, even if it hurt. "Maybe," I said. He nodded. Then he stepped closer. For a second, I thought he would hug me. But he didn't. He just looked at me. "Goodbye, Lila," he said softly. "Goodbye, Aran," I replied. He turned around and started to walk away. I watched him go, step by step, farther and farther. I wanted to call his name. I wanted to run to him. I wanted to stop him. But I didn't move. I just stood there and watched the person I loved walk away. Like the song, walking miles and miles, leaving me behind. When he disappeared into the dark, I felt something inside me break. The night was silent, and for the first time in a long time, I was completely alone again. After that night, everything felt quiet. Too quiet. The town was the same. The river still moved slowly. The tea shop still opened every morning. People still walked, talked, and laughed. But my world was different, because he was not there anymore. The next day, I woke up early, like always. I sat by the window and looked at the sky. The colors were soft and beautiful, but I did not feel calm. I felt empty. I told myself, he is gone. I said it again and again, like I wanted my heart to understand. But my heart did not listen. My heart still waited. That day, I went to the tea shop. I don't know why. Maybe it was a habit. Maybe it was hope. When I walked in, everything looked the same. The same chairs, the same tables, the same soft light. But our table felt different. It was just a table now, not a special place. I sat down slowly. The chair in front of me was empty. I looked at it for a long time. No one came. The woman who worked there smiled at me. "The usual tea?" she asked. I nodded. When the tea came, I held the cup like before. It was warm, but it did not feel the same. Nothing felt the same. Then the song started playing. Our song. My hands started to shake. I tried to stay calm, but tears came to my eyes. I listened to the words. I would walk 500 miles. Before, this song felt like love. Now it felt like goodbye. I stood up quickly and left the shop. I could not stay there. Not without him. Days passed. Slow, heavy days. I still went outside. I still walked by the river. I still watched the sky. But everything felt gray. I missed him in small ways. When I saw someone smile, I thought of him. When I felt cold, I remembered his jacket. When I heard music, I waited for our song. But he never came back. Sometimes I asked myself questions. Where is he now? Is he happy? Does he think about me? I had no answers, only silence. One evening, I walked to the river again. The sun was going down. The sky was orange and pink. It was beautiful, but it hurt to see it alone. I sat down and looked at the water. "I miss you," I said softly. The wind moved, like it was answering me, but it was not him. I closed my eyes, and for a moment I imagined him next to me, smiling, talking, staying. But when I opened my eyes, I was alone again. That was the hardest part. Not the goodbye, not the words, but the empty space he left behind. Time kept moving. Slowly, things started to change, not outside, but inside me. The pain was still there, but it was softer, like a quiet ache. I could breathe again. I could sleep better. I could smile sometimes. Not because I forgot him, but because I learned to live with the memory. One day, I went back to the tea shop. I was afraid at first, afraid of the memories, afraid of the pain. But I still went in. I sat at our table again, the same table. But this time, I felt something different. Not just sadness, something calm. The woman brought my tea. I held the cup and looked around. Life was still moving, and so was I. Then the song started playing again. I froze for a second. My heart moved. But this time, I did not cry. I listened, really listened. The words were still the same. Walking far, loving someone, going away. But now, I understood something new. Love is not only about staying. Sometimes, love is also about letting go. I took a deep breath, and for the first time, I smiled when I heard the song. A soft, small smile. 500 miles, I whispered. Maybe he was far away now. Maybe he was walking new roads. Maybe he was thinking about me. Or maybe not. But that was okay. Because what we had was real. Even if it was short, even if it ended, it was real. I finished my tea and stood up. Before leaving, I looked at the empty chair in front of me one last time. Goodbye, I said softly, not with pain, but with peace. Then I walked out of the shop. The sky was bright. The air felt fresh. I walked slowly down the road, step by step, just like him. Maybe not 500 miles, but forward, always forward. And in my heart, the song still played. Not as a sad goodbye, but as a memory of love. A love that came, stayed for a while, and then walked away. Now, it's time to learn English together. Let's look at some important words from the story. These words can help you understand the story better and improve your English. Quiet means not loud, no noise. Calm. Warm means a little hot, but nice and comfortable. Stranger means a person you do not know. Gentle means soft and kind. Special means different in a good way. Important. Hope means you want something good to happen. Smile means to show happiness with your face. Afraid means you feel fear. You feel scared. Leave means to go away from a place or person. Stay means to remain, not go away. Silence means no sound. Very quiet. Tears means water from your eyes when you cry. Heart means the part inside you that feels love and emotion. Pain means something hurts, in body or feelings. Memory means something you remember from the past. Lonely means you feel alone and sad. Together means with someone, not alone. Goodbye means you say it when you leave someone. Miss means you feel sad because someone is not with you. Change means something becomes different. Soft means not hard, gentle and light. Beautiful means very nice to see or feel. Empty means nothing inside. Promise means you say you will do something for sure. Far means not near, a long distance away. Try to use these words in your own sentences. Practice every day, and your English will grow step by step. Now, it's time for shadowing practice. Listen and repeat after me. Speak slowly and clearly. Feel the emotion in each sentence. I met him on a rainy day. He smiled at me. I felt something special. We talked every day. I waited for him. He made me happy. I started to love him. But I was afraid. I did not say it. He told me the truth. He had to leave. My heart broke. I wanted him to stay, but he walked away. I watched him go. I cried that night. I felt so alone. I missed him. Days passed slowly. I remembered his smile. I listened to our song. It still hurt inside, but I grew stronger. I learned to let go. Our love was real, even if it was short. I will not forget. Practice these sentences again and again. This will help your speaking, your feeling, and your confidence. Thank you so much for listening to this story and learning English with me. I hope you enjoyed the story and learned some new words today. Now, I have some simple questions for you. Have you ever missed someone? What is your favorite song? Do you think love can stay forever? Please write your answers in the comments. I would love to read them.